At the airport gate, my dad barked, "You're just the backup fund we exploited." Then charged $24,800 to my emergency card for their luxury trip. I said, "Rot in the ruins you built with my money." That night, I froze the card, locked every login, cancelled their flights. But what I did after they showed up at my door changed everything. "You think this is your money?" My dad snapped, not even lowering his voice. The security line paused as people glanced our way. "You were always just the backup fund. We used you. Get over it." He held the leather folder with their first-class tickets like a trophy, not a theft. $24,800, Dad. You drained my emergency card. That was for life or death situations. My mom stepped closer, too calm. "This is life or death. We need to breathe. We earned this trip." I just stared. My phone buzzed again. Chase fraud alert, third one. I hadn't authorized any of it. And I realized something in that second, standing at gate 16 under sterile airport lights. They hadn't stolen from me. They'd expected it from me. My name is Noah. I'm 25, and I was their backup plan. Noah Clark, 25, software engineer, quiet, debt-free, safe. I've always been the reliable one. The one who didn't get arrested or get someone pregnant in college. The one who didn't cry too loud or want too much. While Ethan, my older brother, spiraled through loans and recklessness, I stayed behind to pick up the broken glass. Sometimes, literally. When Dad collapsed in the driveway, I rushed to the hospital. When Mom needed a lawyer for a business deal gone sideways, I was the emergency contact. I lived like an adult since I was 17. Because someone had to. But I never thought they'd rob me of my dignity. To my face. In public. And still believe they deserved it. Who they really are. Roger Clark, 63. Retired contractor. Grew up hard. Stayed harder. Never praised. Only performed. "I don't owe you anything," he once told me, on my college graduation day. Diane Clark, 60. Stay-at-home socialite. Kept her hands clean by pretending she never saw what he did. Master of denial. "Your father just needs space," she'd say, when he yelled until the drywall cracked. Ethan Clark, 27. Successful entrepreneur. 3 failed startups, 6 maxed credit cards. I paid off 4. He still thinks I should invest in family. Me, Noah. The safety net. The unthanked donor. The last line of defense they set on fire. Their dream trip was a cruise through Greece. I found the itinerary in my email. They'd used my Apple Pay and linked my Amex. Booked first-class flights, a luxury suite on the ship, spa packages, the works. I hadn't even been told. I found out because my bank flagged the charges as potential fraud. When I confronted them, I expected confusion, maybe even shame. Instead, "You should be proud to help us live a little," my mom had said. "You wouldn't have anything without us," my dad added. "It's not like you have a wife or kids. You're just hoarding money." My jaw clenched. The security attendant called last boarding. They were boarding for my card-funded fantasy. So I turned, walked out of the terminal, sat in the parking garage, and did what I should have done years ago. I sat in my car, staring at the card freeze toggle in my banking app. My thumb hovered for 2 seconds. Then I pressed it. Emergency card, frozen. I took it further, changed every password, unlinked every device, pulled Ethan's Uber Eats off my PayPal, locked out their access to my Netflix, my cloud drive, my shared Amazon Prime. And then, with a brutal breath, I called the airline. "I need to cancel flights for passengers Diane and Roger Clark." They tried calling me 30 minutes later. 12 missed calls. My mom even texted, "We're at the gate. Something's wrong with the tickets. Fix it now." I didn't answer. Instead, I drove home. Not to hide, to wait. And at 10:32 p.m., headlights swerved into my driveway. The knock wasn't gentle. My dad pounded like he owned the hinges. I opened the door and saw them. Suitcase still in hand, fury crackling off both of them. "What the hell did you do?" He barked. I let him yell. Until I didn't. "You stole from me." He laughed. Laughed. "You're our son. You don't steal from family." I stepped aside, silent. Let them in. They thought it meant I'd cave. But I wasn't done. Because when my mom sat on the couch, I saw something. Not entitlement. Guilt. And it hit me. The memory I'd buried deep. I was 15. Ethan had just crashed our parents' Lexus high. The cops were involved. My dad had blamed me, saying I must have left the keys out. He never corrected the story. Not at school, not to the police. And I'd taken the hit, got grounded, missed finals, lost a scholarship, because family doesn't rat. And now I knew this wasn't new. It had always been me. I walked to my desk and opened a locked drawer. Inside, a printout. Dad's tax records. From a file my mom accidentally emailed me last year. I'd never opened it until now. Fraudulent disability claims. Backdated payments from a defunct contractor business. Money paid into an account under Ethan's name, even though Dad was collecting unemployment. I dropped the folder on the coffee table. Want to talk about who really pays for this family? My mom went pale. My dad stood frozen. I didn't say anything. Not when you lied to the IRS. Not when you used Ethan's name to funnel money. I protected you, I said, voice level. They didn't deny it. They just collapsed inward. We were going to fix it. My mom whispered. You used me as a shield. My dad snapped first. You want to ruin this family over money? I didn't yell. You ruined it the day you decided I was just your backup plan. He stood, fists clenched, and left. Just walked out the front door, like he'd rather storm into the night than sit with truth. My mom stayed. For once, her performance dropped. She cried. I didn't know how bad it got. Your father, we were scared. So you stole from me. She nodded slowly. Yes. I waited. No hug, no soft piano music, just reality. I reported the fraud, I told her. To the bank, to the airline, and the IRS has the file. She covered her mouth. I'm done being your net. I'm not saving you from the fall this time. And then I stood. Calm, hollow, whole. Wait, it took them 4 minutes to leave. She turned, right before stepping out the door. We weren't good to you. I see that now. I didn't respond, just nodded. Days passed. I expected rage, legal threats. Instead, silence. And then, a letter in my mailbox. From Ethan. A single page. I was jealous of you. Still am. You were the one who didn't beg. I'm sorry for what I let happen. I'm trying to change. If you ever want to talk, I'll answer. It didn't fix anything, but it cracked something. I looked in the mirror and didn't see their son. I saw myself. For the first time. It's been 3 months. The fraud investigation went through. My money's mostly recovered. My parents are under review. I don't know what happens next. I don't need to. I started therapy. I learned to cook things I actually enjoy. I stopped apologizing for taking up space. Ethan called last week. We talked, not about the past, but about bikes. Simple. Honest. Forgiveness isn't a line you cross. It's a weight you stop carrying. And today, for the first time in years, I walked past the bank without checking my balance, because I finally know what I'm worth. If you've ever been the backup plan in your own family, overlooked, used, or betrayed, this story is for you. Tell us in the comments, What would you have done if your family drained your savings and told you it was repayment? Have you ever had to cut off toxic ties, even when it hurt? Share your story. You're not alone. Subscribe. For more emotionally charged true stories, and remember, you're allowed to protect your peace.